Hello, my name is Jordan Rice. This is my wife, Ashley. We live in Evans, Georgia, and we have a 1.5-year-old daughter.
We met at Evans High School, and Jordan went off to college, and I stayed home, and he would come home and visit almost every single weekend, me and his family. And a few years later, he proposed in Washington, D.C.
We always wanted to have kids. We found the right time for us. We prayed about it.
We got married in May 2021, and about a year later, we started talking more seriously about having a family, and just a few months after that, I ended up getting pregnant. The day of delivery was so smooth and amazing, and holding our baby girl for the first time was just unexplainable. And ultimately, we knew that our lives were going to change so much, but we really didn't know what was to come in the future. Jordan specifically just could not kick this cough for the entire month of February. We just continued to live our lives. Meanwhile, Jordan was getting sicker and sicker, and I really had no idea how sick he truly was.
When I would lay down at night, I would get shortness of breath, or sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night just gasping for air, couldn't catch my breath. My daughter was 9 months old. I couldn't even pick her up. So at that point is when I decided and knew that this was no longer pneumonia. We needed to follow up, do some more testing, do some more scans, and ultimately that led to the heart failure diagnosis.
While he was admitted in the hospital, he had 2 different heart cath procedures and 1 left heart cath procedure. They were going in to find out potential causes, see if there were any blockages in his heart, and all of that came back negative.
So I had a million thoughts running through my head. What about my wife? What about my 1-year-old daughter? Like, I need to be here for them. We got to fight through this, whatever it takes. And at that point, we still didn't know how serious it was or that I would spend 9 days in the hospital.
Over the course of those days, it was definitely more stressful, adding medicine, taking things away, having a variety of staff members come into his room at any given hour, and just the thoughts that were going through my mind of what our life looked like moving forward, what he was going to be able to do, if he was going to be able to work, if I was going to be able to work. The infectious disease team was also doing several different lab tests on him as well to see what could potentially have caused it.
So my official diagnosis was congestive heart failure that was caused by cardiomyopathy.
I didn't know what to think. I was struggling to even pack my bag. I was struggling to pack clothes for him, and not being able to see our daughter. She wasn't allowed to come visit.
I continued to progress. Any small improvement, whether it was 1 point or 5 points, just the fact that I was getting better gave us hope for the future.
The day that Jordan was discharged was actually Evelyn's very first birthday on April 3rd. So it was very emotional for us to be able to leave the hospital and him walk out of the hospital, but also come home to our baby.
I was discharged wearing a life vest that was intended to serve as a monitor and an external defibrillator. I'm not able to be alone, or I'm not allowed to drive. Playing with my daughter is more difficult. I have the possibility of making a full recovery, given the right treatment plan, the correct exercise and diet.
The goal is to get to at least the 35 mark. He's currently at a 25, so he's got just a little bit ways to go to get to the 35 to be able to come out of the life vest and then be able to drive and be alone and resume somewhat normal activities.
I would like to reach as many people as I can through the American Heart Association to spread awareness and just to let people know that This can happen to anyone. I'm 30 years old, no health issues prior to this, so be your own advocate, get yourself checked out, and always just listen to your body.
Our family will continue to support the American Heart Association as much as we possibly can. It is so essential to continue to raise awareness for heart disease, to fund amazing programs and research that help us to better understand, and moving forward in the future, creating more opportunities for people like us and anyone else that needs help along the way. We encourage you to support the American Heart Association.